Hi, my name's Elise, and today I'm going to go through some things that I've learned to do with getting into the water and some tips and tricks to do with swimming. There's several different ways of doing this. So if we're looking at a pool setting, there's often options of having a ramp that goes into one of the main pools. They often have this with a 25 metre or a 50 metre swimming pool. Often if there's a ramp that goes into the pool and into the water, you can always ask for a chair. They have plastic wheelchairs that can made of like PVC piping, and they can go into the water. So it's often like a chair that you can sit on. It's like a wheelchair, and then you can just use that and be pushed into the water. So that's a really good way to get into the water. You've also got an option of a hoist. Almost all council pools these days have hoists. So if you do need a hoist, that is an option, and you can ask always someone at the front desk to get the hoist out and give you a hand to set that up and help you get into the pool to enable you to be in the water. My favorite way of going to the water is I like to just transfer down to the pool deck. I usually like to put my chair next to the pool, and from my chair I transfer to the wall, and then from the wall down to the pool deck. Once I'm on the pool deck, I'm able to slowly lower myself down into the water, and I kind of just do it like that. In terms of a beach setting, there's plenty of options. Like you can use a beach wheelchair. You've also got a hippocamp is I think something that they're selling these days, which can go on a lot of different terrains, and the beach is definitely one of them. Sometimes people like to use buoyancy shorts. So they're just some shorts which are made out of wetsuit material, and they have a thin piece of foam that runs the length of the short, and it just gives enough buoyancy for when you're in the water. It lifts your hips and your legs up just a little bit. That makes it just nice and easy to swim. So using a leg splint would hold up the leg and keep the leg nice and straight. So I've got a friend and he's making up a carbon fibre one that's just got a piece that wraps around his leg that's custom to fit, and it's got some straps on just to keep his leg nice and straight. Or you can be creative with a PVC pipe, I think that's what they're called, and just mold that into the shape of your leg. For me, my legs react into the water. I'm an incomplete paraplegic, and it means I get a lot of spasms in my legs. So when I get into the water, the change in temperature and the movement often sets off a bit of a spasm. So always my first couple swim strokes are a bit interesting because they spasm, and if I'm lucky, they're just going spasmed out straight, which actually makes me much more streamlined, and enables me to swim faster as a consequence. But that's always something that I have to deal with, and a lot of people do have spasms when they get into the water, but I find that my body relaxes into that once I've been swimming and used to the water for a period of time. I've only found that I'm able to do freestyle is probably about the best option as I start to over-rotate and drown a little bit. So what I found with freestyle is when swimming, you normally have like torpedo hands, but I actually find spacing my arms out and having a bit more of a gap creates extra stability. So it means that when I go to breathe or have a stroke, I am more stable in the water because I've got like more surface area across the water with my upper body. So it means my lower body doesn't twist as much within the water. So I'm not like drowning or like inhaling heaps of water while I'm swimming. I think I've also really noticed in getting other tips from friends is having a faster stroke but less powerful. And I know I'm getting really technical here, but I found that that is easier because it prevents
a lot of that rocking as well, instead of just having a more powerful stroke on one side, waiting for the other hand to come around, and that has a lot of that rocking happening. I guess everyone's bodies are different, but that's what I found that works really well for me. And it's something that you definitely need to play around with and work out what works best for you. Swimming in the ocean can sound a bit scary, and it often is to start out with, but I really enjoyed it and I find it easier than actually swimming in a pool. I just wear a wetsuit when swimming. That gives me enough buoyancy for my whole body in the ocean. And yeah, I think the combination of the wetsuit and the salt really help, and it means it's almost easier for me to swim in the ocean versus swimming in a pool, because I've got that option. Although swimming in the pool, I always swim in the aqua play lane, because it means that I can hold onto the side whenever I want to break, whereas of course the ocean, you don't have that option.